Alright guys, alright, this is going to be the quad tutorial video, if you can't tell already, by my fancy quad pad. Alright, it's okay if you don't have one of these at home, which you probably don't. Alright, you can either set up some pillows on your bed, you can kind of set up on your bed and practice about where, you'll be playing from. There's also many different ways you can make your own drum pads. I'm sure you can get creative and figure out a way to get you the same idea. These pads are a little bit expensive, but you can always ask for them for Christmas. All right. So, starting from measure B2, we have a couple things we have to do. I want to quickly review how we read drumline music, especially for quads. So quad drums are written on the four spaces, which correlate to the four drums or relate to. And as we remembered, smallest drum is up here, drum 1, second smallest, drum 2, drum 3, and drum 4. All right, walks it down the drum that goes also down tone-wise. All right, so if we look at starting at measure B2, right, we have with clearly drums 3 and drums 4 played with both hands. All right, classic called double stops. All right, so starting from B2, as we go into it, like we can, I can safely assume that we can read across here. Just got a counter chord note rest and all of that. But so let's look at the measure before B3. All right, so we have eighth notes here, starting on drum 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Let's do that again, nice and slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Well, two things are going on here. One is I'm playing the crescendo. I'm getting nice and loud. All right, but I'm also splitting it up around the drums. All right, as I walk it down the drums. All right, so playing from measures B2 or from rehearsal letters B2 to B3, it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's do that. We'll do that again when we go through it again at the end of the video. You can also always stop the video, play the parts over again if you want to keep playing along before we move on. All right, B3, we have rim clicks notated, and you can see that they're the rims of drums 3 and 4. So we go 1. That's very simple because we play that all the way to B4. We play that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. I won't do that so that you don't have to listen to that. All right, so but that's B3 to B4, 8 measures of that. Then B4 we get into a little bit complicated, but again, most of this is very easy, and especially those last two measures, they look very complicated, but I promise they're not. We've already played them already, actually. So starting at B4, it's all eighth notes, but here would be the rhythm if I just played it on one drum. So if I play two measures starting at B4, this is what it would sound like. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 4 and 2 and 4. Do that again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So you notice one thing is my left hand doesn't stop moving. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and bum 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 bum. It's just my right hand that takes a pause in there. All right, if we split that up around the drums. Which kind of gives it a little bit of a melody. All right, so it kind of gives it, which is the point of this. There's kind of a beat going on here, and the quads are going to give it some melody. All right, so playing from, so after we go through that, we play that three times, and where the fourth time would be, we have all these fancy 16th notes, we have 16th note rest, it looks super complicated. It's not, it's just double beat. That's it. So we've already played it, and always that's something to keep in mind when you're reading drumline music. Drumline music always looks complicated. We play fancy rhythms like this, and when you have to write that into sheet music, this is what it looks like. It looks very complicated. Lots more notes than just core notes and eighth notes. So don't be intimidated. Feel proud that you can play something so complicated. All right. So just keep that in mind when we get to that part. It's just double beat. It's just double beat. But there's one big change where we go right, 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 left, boom. All right, that's a little bit different from the exercise. All right, but it's going to be no problem for us. Just practice doing that, starting in the left hand. And walks it down the drum from there. All the way down to drum 4. All right, so B4 to C1 is going to sound like this. 1, 2. It's a little bit faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. All right, let's do that one more time. Oh, I keep forgetting it's a video so that you can do it on your own. So if you want to do that again, go ahead and just rewind the video. All right, at C1, we have a big tempo change. Tempo drops down, right down here. All right, so we have S, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. All right, C2, we have a little bit of some floatiness going on. It's going to sound like this, all right? I didn't quite play that right, though, because the last measure, we have to crescendo. So the last measure here, where we went down the drums, you have to start low. And that would be the right measure. So doing that again from C's, you see it's just 1, 2 E end, 4 E end, 2 E end, 4 E end. It's on beats 2 or 4, and we're going to float our hands in between, give ourselves a little bit of performance quality. All right, so start from C2 again. We're going to C2 to C3. And 1, 2, I'm sorry, let's go a little slower. And 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so you see it start down low, which gives us more of a musical quality. All right, so we won't count the rest between C3 and the finale. All right, I trust that you can count. All right, and so continuing on, oh, look, you already know all this music. Boom, you're done. All right, end of video. I'm just kidding. We can keep going. We'll learn the rest of it. All right, but, I mean, really, like I said, you already learned it all. All right, we'll play the rest of it, I should say. Okay, so starting from the finale, you can read across. We play that same pattern we played from C2. It's literally just copy and pasted. Don't think about it too hard. And we literally play a bar from earlier in the music. And there's one difference is we end up here on 1 and 2. And ending up at the top. So starting from the finale to the end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. All right, and again, that last rhythm, it just sounds like that. Again, it's dotted eighth notes and all that stuff. We could go into all the technical side of how to count dotted eighth notes, but honestly, it's much easier if I just say it to you, and we can play it a few times. This is what it sounds like. 1, 2. I had to tell the kind of rhythmic quality to it. 2 dotted eighth notes, and an eighth note will always sound like that. Again, we can go into all the fanciness of counting of how that works out, but it's much easier. Just memorize what that sounds like. 1, 2. All right, that's the end of our song. So starting from the tip of the top, all right, we're going to do a full playthrough now. All right, you can use this part of the video, then go back to the top of it, play along with me as many times as you want. All right, so starting from B2. And 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest for a bunch, and right, so let's start from here. 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. All right. And that is the quad tutorial video. Some things to keep in mind, always practice it nice and slow. I try to learn the rhythm first if you're having trouble with that on one drum before trying to split it up and making your life harder. And then always keep in mind if you have any trouble, anything that's flat out confusing, you don't understand, email Steve, who will get you in contact with me. All right, we'll set up a time or place, or just I'll send you another video, and we can help you get through it. All right. Any questions at all? Make sure you reach out. All right. Happy holiday, guys.